What's up, guys? Adam Patterson out here, of course, and I want to talk about making something happen for yourself and in your businesses today. I run a freight brokerage. That is my main business. That is my day to day. That is what is my main focus. It is the thing that is going to maybe not scale the fastest, maybe not scale the easiest, but it will scale the largest in terms of what is possible. Because I don't know if you know this about freight brokerage, but you probably don't. But freight brokerage is over $1 trillion industry. And there is no one company that controls more than 3% of the industry, the sector. It's very, very fragmented. That happened a long time ago when the government deregulated trucking and the entire industry as a whole. Brokers, we started out a dispatch team where we had a handful of carriers that we worked with directly. We signed contracts with them. We would go out, we would find freight for these truckers, and we would take a percentage that way. Now the landscape has changed. Brokerages are very large compared to trucking companies. Now brokerages go direct to the customer. They find freight and then they find truckers for everything. They don't find truckers first and then go find customers for the truckers anymore. The entire landscape has changed quite a bit. And because of that, you can scale a logistics brokerage, freight brokerage, very large these days. C.H. Robinson is huge. They're probably 20 billion every single year. And then there's a few that are also in the multiples of billions every year. And I look forward to getting there. And I've also been a part of a brokerage that was in the billions. So you can do it. It's easy to be seen. It's pretty much done the same way throughout every single brokerage. And because it's fragmented, it all depends on how well you can sell yourself in and then how well you service your customers once you're already in there. The whole purpose of this video is to talk about making something happen in your days, because it's not talked about nearly enough that you need to make something happen. You need to move the needle a little bit. And with that, it doesn't take too much effort. And in this business, it takes a cold sales call or a cold email to start a new conversation. And then all of a sudden you've made something happen. But if you know me, I don't like dispersing my time too much, but I also do have 3 different business sectors. And that's what I have written about over here. And you probably can't see them all. I look at them to see what I need to make happen at what time, basically, because I do work on them all each day. I do it. How do I want to say this? I spread them out. When it comes to personal branding, personal things for me, YouTube, my social medias, things of that nature, I do these in tangent to or in conjunction with my day-to-day business. I'm not really taking away time from cold calling. It's when I get tired of cold calling and I need a little bit of a break and someone to talk to that's me, or to me, which I'm talking to a camera, which is me at this current moment. I see my face on the screen and all of this. It gives me a nice little break from making cold calls and the monotony of making cold calls over and over again. I love making sales calls, don't get me wrong, but everyone needs a break. And usually when I worked at an office space, I would get up, I would go joke around with somebody, or I would go take a bathroom break. I'd go play a game of ping pong. I would go do something else. Now that I work for myself, there's no one around me to help these days pass. I could play with these dogs, but I would find myself doing it too often every single day. I do like to still get outside, get some fresh air, stand in the sun, all of this. But this is something that's also useful. It's helpful to somebody else. And I can do it now that I don't work in an office space with other people. And I've always wanted to have a channel and be able to give back and give to the next generation of people who were to me when I didn't have a company and I was looking to start a company and I didn't know what to do or what the day-to-day looked like or anything like this. That's how I ended up making these videos and such. And then I have a media business, which I spoke about in a past video, where when I first started my entrepreneurial journey, if you want to call it, when I was first back in college, I worked a part-time job at a grocery chain, and the grocery chain was not out where my college was. I didn't have a job when I went off to college. I was spending savings all the time, and I didn't want to go get a new job. And I found a way to make money off of my phone through affiliate marketing, through branding, through growing social media accounts and selling advertising, selling the account. And I got back into that recently because I still had some of these accounts left over and I've been making them active once again. And I can get right back into affiliate marketing and back to learning the nuances of the space again. And while making some extra money I can also learn the nuances. If I ever did want to go out and grow a personal brand, I would know how to do it in the social media space for that particular platform, which is Instagram. I don't know if I would ever want to do that. I've never really wanted to become Instagram famous for any reason. And I don't think that's really a platform that would be beneficial from the type of content that I, A, think I'm good at making, and B, would want to make. I don't really enjoy the short form. These videos are all longer form. They're all somewhere between 3 to 10 to 20 to a day long. And I don't know if I would ever want to make a 60-second video with quick tip or anything. And text is obviously my bread and butter. I don't know if it's obvious or not, but text is my bread and butter. I'm great over a phone, but I'm even better over email. I'm okay in video, I would suppose. I'm not really entirely sure. I'm way better if I blog. That's always how I've always been. It gives me more time to think out my thoughts. I usually do these things on the fly and off the cuff. They tend to be a little bit rough around the edges. I try to make something happen every single day. I post to LinkedIn, not every day, but I post to LinkedIn quite often. Let's see what else I got. I got a blog, Twitter and X or whatever. Those are platforms that are interesting, but they're quick hitters, which doesn't really benefit me at all. I don't have anything that I can say in 180 characters that's actually worth saying. There's no value in it. There's no context to it. And then logistics and freight brokerage, that's my main bread and butter. I can do things for this all day long, and I do not get tired of it. I might get tired of it in the moment, but I don't get tired of it in the day-to-day. Make something happen. Today, I'm making cold calls. I'm sending off cold emails. I'm creating content. And then when the nighttime comes around, I will work on my media business for the 2 pages that I have, and I will continue to make them active once again. And then I will start with posting and becoming more and more active to turn those back into revenue streams. And with that, you don't have to worry about too much else, but it does diversify your portfolio a little bit. And then everything kind of goes back to the holdings company. I can take myself a little minor salary compared to the wide pool of monies that are available to me to reach into. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Make something happen today. Make the cold calls, make the posts on social media, write your blog posts, make the content, do whatever you need to do to move the needle forward today, even if it doesn't seem the needle's actually moving. As long as you're taking the correct steps in the correct direction that over time will pay off, do those. I hope it was valuable, guys. If you enjoyed, as always, leave a dislike. Doesn't hurt me at all. Leave a comment below. Let me know what type of content you enjoy seeing. I posted a lot of different content on this channel already in the 30-ish videos that I posted. I posted daily vlogs, different tips and topics, and then different little things that pop into my head today of making something happen. But it is a saying that I have for myself. I have it written on the whiteboard in my office. I've changed it all around now. And I hope that you make something happen. Best of luck, guys.